Hey buddy, Abutan. So I was able to mount a file from my machine to my container. Let me quickly show you. So this was my Docker file from the API test framework, uh, which I was using at Felix. But like this, there's nothing specific to Felix here. You see, we're just using a Maven JDK image, and all we're doing is just copying some of these files to the image, and at the end, instead of running the test like from entry point or from command, for this video what I'm doing is I'm just basically making the container run in a listening mode, right? So let me quickly show you what I did. So I first build an image just to be sure that everything is fine. So if I show you, this is what I did. Docker image. Let me show you the command that I ran. So I just did this docker image build, tagged it as name thor from the file docker file. Let's do it from the scratch again. And as you will see, if I do docker image ls, we have a new image created a few seconds back. And now what I want to do is I want to run this container in a detached mode, but I also want to mount one of these files. In fact, maybe first let's see how it looks without this file. So let's say if I do docker container run in detached mode, uh, let's say if I do docker container execute 50 iterative bash. Okay, think it has to be iterative 50 bin bash. So now we are inside the container, and if I do ls, you can see we only have three files: docker file, pom file, and the source file. Basically these three files that we just pushed into the container, right? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to exit from this container, and I'm going to mount one of these files like docker-compose-test. In your case, it's the index.html, right? But the concept is same. So the command that you have to do is, I did some trial and errors. Let me open it again. So this is the command that you have to run. You have to run docker container run. You have to mount. The type is bind because you want to bind this file from our local machine. The directory is present working directory, and we want to bind docker-compose-test.yml, right? And the target is inside the container. Since the working directory is user thor, I want to put this file inside, let's say user thor, with the same name, docker-compose-test.yml, and I'm going to run this in a detached mode. But again, like depending on wherever you want to publish your report, you can give that particular target. One thing that you have to remember is you cannot give any space in between. So that's what in the beginning I was giving some space and it was complaining. So with type equals to bind, you have to give a comma. Without any space, give a source. Without any space, give a target. And if you run it like this, then it will work fine. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit because I think it's too small. So I hope now it's more visible. So now we have got the container ID. So if I run the execute command again, so instead of 50, let's give it AD. And if I give ls, you see now we have this docker-compose-test YAML file, right? Now, how can we make sure that this file is indeed bind from our local machine? Well, very easy test. If I just read the content of this file, let me say cat docker-compose-test, and you will see, for example, currently the image name is p/thor, right? Let me change this image name. Where is it? Let me change this image name from this compose file from thor to, let's say, thor123, right? And if I run the same cat command again, one more time, if I run it again, you will see the file name is now changed to thor123. So That's how now we know that this file is really binded with the container, and any change that you make in the container will be visible inside. Like if you make a change inside the container, it will show up in the file, like in your host system, or if you change something from your host system, it will show up in the container. At this moment, I'm only changing it from my host, and it's showing in container, but vice versa is also true. How, like, can I prove it? For sure. So let's say if I make a copy of this file, let me call it backup, right? And let's say let me delete this file from the container, right? So now we're in the container. I hope this command works. docker-compose-test.yml cannot remove device or resource is busy. um, okay, so it's not allowing me to remove it, but like if you if you can easily, let's say, edit, or like if you can easily edit this file inside the container, the change will also reflect in the host machine. Like, take my word for it. At this moment, I've not got this container mounted on VS Code, but maybe I can also try that. Remote Explorer. Let's see if I can do something from this. If I do, let's see, let's open another terminal. Docker container ls. So we do have this container running from 2 minutes ago. So I think this is the container, determine lalans. So let's say if I go attaching to container may execute arbitrary code. Got it. It's no problem. Now I'm attaching to this container, and let's see if it can open some files. Connected to remote, open folder, root, user, thor. Okay, let's connect to root. Show me something. Root container. This does not look the same container as ours. So I'm wondering, yeah, so I think I'll figure out, in another time, because I used to work a lot with attaching containers, in my past project. I will figure it out again and maybe show you in another video. But like, for sure, if you are able to connect to the container, every change that you make from the container will show up in the host, and what you make in the host will show up in the container. So yeah, I think this will help you solve your problem, man. So see you. Bye.